What's going on, guys? Bryant here. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. Yesterday, I wanted to go short in the ES or the SPX with some put options. However, price never confirmed what I was thinking, so I decided to record this video showcasing the importance of waiting for confirmation from price. This is the area in which I was thinking to go short. So let's just head over to the Quant Trading app Discord, in which I can show you guys some of my thoughts at the time. Last week's point of control, so what we're looking at is the volume profile for the ES on a weekly aggregate. So this is each trading day of the week last week, grouped together, and then a volume profile showcasing that. And then this was the previous week right here. So we have the point of control. If this is your first time seeing the volume profile, you guys can check out the playlist in the description for this video down below. But what we have right here is the point of control. So for simple purposes, think of this as a potential resistance area because price is below it. So I was expecting price to head up to this point of control and then meet some sort of resistance and then potentially roll over and then sell off down to fill a potential gap on the chart. However, after sharing that idea, I said I would rather wait for a short when the SPY is below VWAP and the 2-day anchored VWAP. I would imagine bears having more confidence below 544 and 43 for a swing down to 37. And then the put contracts in which I was considering for the SPY, as I was thinking about getting short the futures as well as getting some put options in the SPY, and then I was probably going to open up some sort of bear spread for the SPX. These are the gamma levels at the time in which I had on my chart. So let's head back over to Thinkorswim so you guys can see here. So this is around this time frame here. Here's that 530 level on the ES. This we can see is the point of control from the previous day. Let's turn on the weekly aggregates. Link is in the description, by the way, to this free Thinkorswim custom study here. But we zoom out and then you guys can see this is the same thing from the picture. So this was our point of control right here. Price was somewhere around here. It was rallying, and then it was in this area in which I was expecting some sort of resistance. If we were to turn this off, and let's head over to the SPY, because this is where we can see some of the price action just for the regular trading sessions. So this is a 15-minute chart for each of the past few days for the SPY. The market has been very choppy and it's been in a range. So I want to share why would I even be thinking about a short. First, the fact that price was below the point of control. So I was interpreting all these potential high volume nodes. I was expecting it to act as supply, but paying attention to patterns or paying attention to setups on your chart is very important as a trader. So on the SPY, this is the price action which we're looking at right here. Very choppy, but at the same time we can see that there were a lot of aggressive sellers because we can see these wicks right here on these candlesticks forming. We can see the resistance being met. We can see that price is struggling to go higher. However, on our chart is VWAP. So I'm actually going to, let's make this white just so you guys can see it pretty clearly. I don't like to short if price is above VWAP, as price has not confirmed or it has not shown me that bears have taken control. And this is something as a gem that you should probably write down in your notes or write down on a post-it and stick it onto your monitor if you're new to trading. VWAP is one of the most powerful intraday trading indicators. It is used across the board for all different types of day traders. It is an indicator that is almost standard across the board. The benefit of it is it doesn't have all these custom settings that you can tweak. It's not like an EMA or an SMA or some sort of derivative or some sort of other study like a MACD or RSI where people are always tinkering with. The VWAP is something that is universal. Every major charting platform should have VWAP, and it comes right out of the box. It's based on price and volume. There will be some slight variations between certain platforms because different platforms will get different readouts for the volume, but it will be very nominal in regarding what you will have on your chart. It might be off on the SPY by maybe 10 or 15 cents or so, and then it also depends on if you have the extended hours turned on or off. That might also affect where VWAP is, just because of the pre-markets and the after hours trading volume will affect the calculations. But again, for the most part, it will be very slight variations in VWAPs across the platform. That means for every single trader, for the most part in the world that is looking at the SPY, they will be seeing the exact same level as you. And if everyone is looking at the exact same thing, that reinforces its value. If you're using some sort of special secret indicator or something that's super proprietary, it means not everyone else has access to the same information that you have. So that's what we also have on this chart here. I left up the quant trading app intraday script for yesterday. So this is just showing this range right here. Quant trading app was saying that at the market open, as price rallied into this range, it was expecting price to also meet some sort of resistance in this area, which we did get earlier in the day. So price did rally and there was a scalp back down to VWAP. It tried to bounce again. There was a scalp back down to VWAP. However, I'm usually not looking for these micro shorts or these micro scalps. If I'm going to short, I'm looking for a short that actually has some sort of meat. I'm looking for, this is the gap fill in which I was referring to. I was looking for price to come all the way back down to 537, potentially 535. So that's why my interest is in puts for these down here. I want a juicier, bigger trade. This is about a 100-point drop on the ES. That is the trade that's going to get me excited to actually open up a swing position. If it's just this little drop right here, something like this, generally I won't pay that much attention to those types of trades depending on what I'm looking for that day. I'm currently looking for a larger type of swing position. The other thing is, during this whole consolidation period right here, we can see the significance of this 43 level right here. This happens to be max pain for Friday's expiration for this week, but if you don't know what that is, just know it is a significant strike. So we're aware of this strike right here that's pretty significant, but just looking at the chart, we can see that this entire range right here, price has been either rejecting or bouncing off of for the majority of the past few weeks. Now, as an experienced trader, whenever you see this type of consolidation for a while, if you see prices constantly hovering around support, eventually that support will break. So I'm anticipating some sort of break to eventually happen. This will be our level. This will be our area. Once this floor or once this support finally gives out, my expectation will be that there will be follow through at least down to this level right here, which is 540. So that's about a 3-point drop, which is okay. But if 40 does not hold, then the expectation will be a sell off all the way down to at least 37. Another way in which this can go is price, if it eventually breaks 43, it might sell off. It can potentially hit 40. It might bounce back up to 43, and then it may reject at 43, and then it might continue to sell off. This is what's called a break and a retest. This would be the retest. So that is another potential setup. What I'm trying to showcase or share with you guys in this video is the idea of waiting for a setup. The setup that I repeat many times on this channel is the break and retest. The reason I like the break and retest is it inherently has confirmation built into the setup. So if you're a new trader and you don't understand what confirmation is, it means, in this case here, wait for the retest. This is VWAP. I was waiting at this moment for the breakdown below VWAP, and then I would have wanted to see a retest and then a failure and then the opportunity to get short, potentially down to the levels in which mentioned earlier in this video. But I'm not going to short while price is above VWAP because it has not confirmed yet that sellers are in control. To keep it very simple, if price intraday is above VWAP, then you can perceive it as bulls are in control. This is how it is taught to beginners. Once you've gained some experience, you can break certain rules. Not everything is absolutes in the world of trading. So above VWAP, bulls are in control. Below VWAP, bears are in control, as long as it's not too far deviated from VWAP, because if price is all the way up here and VWAP's all the way down here, then that is a stretch from VWAP, so it might want to retrace back down to VWAP. So obviously that's in the case of extremes, but on a day like today, price was not that far off of VWAP. It was pretty close. So waiting for it to get below VWAP is what I was looking for. However, we can see that never happened as VWAP continued to act as support for price. So for longs, they got a break of resistance. So in this case here, this would be our resistance level. This is our supply area. So they get the breakout, they get the retest, and then we get price that continues up to the upside. This is everyone else, similar to myself, that was looking for a short. They are all closing out of their short positions, which is going to help accelerate price to the upside. So in other words, I had a thesis and had an idea. I was wrong on the direction for price, but I didn't have to pay the costs because I never initiated or opened a trade because my setup never happened. Price never broke down below VWAP, and that saved me a ton of money because I was going to take this position with size. I'm looking for a larger trade, as I mentioned before, and if it's going to be a larger trade, then I want to make sure I get exactly what I'm looking for in price and in confirmation. Same thing if we were to take a look at the Qs. Regarding, this is the quant trading app potential intraday resistance level right here. Price rallies, it gets rejected, it holds VWAP, then price breaks out. So this is our break, this is our retest. This is straight from the quant trading app playbook. If price breaks out of the intraday level and VWAP rises, so here's our VWAP again. Let me actually just make this white so we can see it a little clearer. This is VWAP rising with price. If VWAP rises to meet the intraday level, if you see a breakout in price and it retests, here is it retesting the level with VWAP. Quant Trading app was created years ago, and in the very first introductory video to these levels, this is the main setup that's been stressed to pay attention for, because you can potentially get momentum and continuation to the upside. It works the same way to the downside. If price breaks this intraday level below and VWAP is also down there, you can expect a rejection at that level and follow through to the downside. However, the market has a bullish bias, so for traders such as myself, I prefer to look for the long setups versus the short setups, except when there's extra confirmations such as the point of control, potential supply areas in the volume profile. If we take a look at the daily time frame, we can see that price has been hovering a lot during this consolidation at the lower half of this phase right here. So if we were to draw a space around this and we see this is our range in which the SPX has been consolidating, we can see that a lot of the time it's spending at the lower half of this area. So I'm interpreting this, or I'm reading this as a little bit of weakness as momentum is slowing in the market to the upside. So I'm in a sense waiting for this level to crack, because if it cracks again, there's plenty of room to the downside here. And I think bulls are going to start getting a little weary as we start leading into the fall months, as the general elections is coming up. So the idea to short is built upon larger context, and that's what I'm waiting for. But we have to wait for confirmation and signs for clues in the market, especially if you're looking to go short. It's easier if you're looking to go long, because again, the market is naturally in an uptrend. So if you're going to short, be careful, be safe. Look for the breakdown below VWAP and then the retest of VWAP. Look for the breakdown below strong or key levels. Wait for price to retest back at that level and then potentially take your short trade. Or at least that's the approach in which I like to have. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. Look forward to hearing from you. Link to Quant Trading app is in the description. If you're interested, there's extra confirmations with levels like the gamma exposure levels. This right here, 46, is the gamma flip strike. So if I were to turn off all of the studies, we can see right here, this is also one of the reasons in which I was looking for a short. I knew price was below the gamma flip, so we were in a net negative gamma environment. So my expectation would be after 2 weeks, it happened last week also, price was below the gamma flip, which is not normal. It has not been opening the week below the gamma flip for a long time. So I'm also reading this as signs that momentum is slowing down to the upside. So with this confluence of the point of controls on the volume profile, we have extra confirmation on our gamma levels. This is why I'm looking for a short in this area, but price is not confirming yet. So regardless of what I think, regardless of all the clues, regardless of everything we see on our chart, price is not telling me it is time to short, as price is the most important thing to be paying attention to. And then you have your volume right below here for confirmation. You can get the gamma flip from multiple sources. Quant Trading app has the gamma flip. The gamma levels that you're looking for would be right here for you Quant Trading app members on their gamma exposure. You can see it right here on your chart. It will tell you the total gamma flip. So this is now for today. It has been updated, obviously, as the gamma levels are changing. So this is our total gamma flip for the week, and these are some of our key gamma strikes for today's expiration. I like to mark the levels at the start of the week for the entire week on my chart, and then I leave them there to assist with my trading. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.